Hi everyone, it's been a hot minute. So, with Trump unleashing a veritable cornucopia of tariffs with the speed and efficiency of a gorilla flinging his poop around, it is quite understandable that even in the dead heat of summer, Lord McNugget has tried his utmost to still fuck up, well, everything really. Which leads us to his new interview right after a fresh, disappointing jobs report came out, which prompted Donaldinho to do what else? Fire the guy who gave him the report, call it a fake report, and go on CNBC to lie about it. Roll the tape.
Where do you get the notion that it's rigged, or do you have any evidence there?
It is antiquated, but it's also very political. And, I had an election recently where I did very well, won every swing state, won the popular vote, won everything, all right? Won all the counties.
I won the popular vote, the unpopular vote, the ugliest looking male in the galaxy vote. I won the papal vote. Every cardinal, every single one, Jack, voted for me. It's never happened before. I won the Guardian of the Galaxy vote. I won the Squid Games 3 times, Jack. It's unbelievable, Jack. Nobody's done it before.
Elaine Chao was on yesterday, and I know she was. I think she was Labor Secretary for 8 years under Bush too, and she was your Transportation Secretary as well. And she said, the commissioner doesn't really even get involved with the actual minutia of putting all these things together, and there's no way that it could have been that she could have chosen to rig these numbers to make them look bad.
Well, I think when somebody says the commissioner is not involved, I don't want to get into any arguments with anybody. Why should I? She's a very nice woman.
Exactly.
But when they say that that nobody was involved, that it wasn't political, give me a break. Look, it's a highly political situation. It's totally rigged. Smart people know it. People with common sense know it. And a lot of people to keep their head under the covers. And
let's move on to this. Which number do you believe at this point?
Oh, for God's sake, Jack, what is so fucking difficult for you to understand? I believe numbers that make me look good. Good numbers, true. Bad numbers, false. It's simple.
A lot of times, they're very good. Like this character that we have in there now, Jerome Too Late Bell, he was very good. He said, "Sir, I'll keep interest rates so low. I'm a low interest rate person, sir." You could hardly hear him talking over the desk.
Is Warsh
somebody that worked for him, he was a big fan of his, not a fan of his, he hardly knew him, but he wanted him so badly. I did somebody a favor, I put him in there. No, he's too late.
Wow, the President of the United States just admitted on national television that he picked the chairman of the Fed because, and I quote, he did somebody a favor. Wow, so that's how you get the chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank. The president does somebody a favor. Put that in your textbooks.
So we're taking in trillions of dollars, Andrew. If you look at Japan, we're taking in $550 billion. And that's like a signing bonus that a baseball player would get. He would get slightly less no matter how good he is, right? But they give a signing bonus of $1 million or $2 million or $20 million or whatever the hell they give today. It's so out of control. But a signing bonus. So I got a signing bonus from Japan of $550 billion. That's our money. It's our money to invest as we like. European Union, $650 billion. Think of it. And they're going to buy $750 billion worth of our energy. And they're going to do this, and they're going to do that. And, by the way, they're going to open up their countries, which they've never done. Japan has never. If you did business in Japan, they would arrest you. You're not allowed to do any business.
Oh, yeah, that definitely sounds like something that is true. If you did any business in Japan, you would get arrested. Work visa, arrested. Sold your wristwatch at a market stall, arrested. Wanna buy sushi? Straight to fucking jail. Oh, Donald, thank you thank you for getting the Japanese to stop arresting us when we try to do business with them. It's so great, solving imaginary problems. I got the French to stop pissing in our wines when we do business with them. I stopped the English from eating our exporters. I told them if you're going to eat them, then there won't be a trade deal. Oh, and how could I forget? I got the Argentinians to stop molesting everybody who comes out of our cherished Apple stores. Nobody believed it was possible. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
And think of it. They're going to put up $750 billion. We're a rich country again. Now, these are just deals that I'm announcing. These are the biggest ones because EU is, essentially Europe. We made great deals with all of the countries, and they're being fair about it. One other thing, for your listeners that perhaps are a little bit less wealthy than some of your listeners, I'm doing something that nobody's ever done before.
Listen up, peasants. I'm talking directly to you. I'm the one responsible for nuking your economy. Please remember that. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Mr. President, what kind of teeth, though, are in those investments? What kind of teeth are in those investments, meaning that would force the EU to make those investments? If they don't make those investments, what happens on the other side?
Well, then they pay tariffs of 35%. Look, I did something with Switzerland the other day. I spoke to their prime minister. The woman was nice, but she didn't want to listen. And they paid essentially no tariffs. And I said, we have a $41 billion deficit with you, madam. I didn't know her. I said, we have a $41 billion deficit, and you want to pay 1% tariffs. You wanted 1%. I said, you're not going to pay 1%. We lose, because I view deficit as loss. You have some people, by the way, I think
pharmaceuticals are a big issue with Switzerland. I think
I'll go into pharmaceuticals. Yeah. They make a...
Wait, why are these morons egging him on? Are they fucking serious? Yeah. And what about those Italians, though, and their gorgonzolas, huh? They sell a lot of those. Tariff that. This cannot be serious. Why are American journalists so fucking useless? Forget questioning him. They're egging him on. The dollar has already lost a tenth of its value. I just won't be happy until it loses all of it.
How about Texas? Now we're going to do mid-year or midterm gerrymandering based on that's going to be a quid pro quo or something with in blue states now, Mr. President. Did you?
Well, they did it to us. Those blue states that you're talking about. But in Illinois, what's happened is terrible. What they're doing, and you notice they go to Illinois for safety, but that's all gerrymandered. California's gerrymandered. We should have many more seats in Congress in California. It's all gerrymandered. And we have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas. And I won Texas. I got the highest vote in the history of Texas, as you probably know. And we are entitled to 5 more seats.
I don't know.
He's entitled to 5 more seats. That's it. End of. The damn suck. He's the best of the best, the greatest human that ever lived. Why do people keep questioning this?
Mr. President, I just want to hear you clearly. You're saying the people who have been here for years and who have been even paying taxes, you're going to look at them very differently, and maybe they belong here in the workforce?
I want to work with them, and in some cases, we're sending them back to their country with a pass back in legally, and we're doing things that are very difficult to do and very complex, but it works really well. We're sending them back, and then they're schooling, they're learning, they're coming in legally. We have a lot of that going on. But we're taking care of our farmers. We can't let our farmers not have anybody. These people that you can't replace them very easily. People that live in the inner city are not doing that work. They're just not doing that work. And they've tried. We've tried. Everybody tried. They don't do it. These people do it naturally. I said, what happens if they get it to a farmer the other day? What happens if they get a bad back? He said, they don't get a bad back, sir, because if they get a bad back, they die.
Okay, I think we've had our fill. So nice to know that Donald is doing so well in the holiday season, stopping the Japanese from wantonly arresting businessmen, gerrymandering Texas, blowing up his economy with tariffs, and still trying to outrun that Epstein story. He's riding high in the summertime.
Joe, could I finish one thing?
Yes.
One
You're
year
the
ago,
president.
1 year ago, our country was dead. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world by far.
1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest dumpster fire anywhere in the world by far.